Final written address. Atiku gives four reasons why 2023 election Tinubu's victory will not stand. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and his People's Democratic Party, the petitioners, have given four substantive reasons why the presidential election held on 25th February 2023, as well as the victory of candidate of the All Progressive Congress Bola Ahmed Tinubu, cannot stand the scrutiny of the law. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar made the assertions in his final written address to the Presidential Election Petition Court, sitting in the Court of Appeal holding at Abuja in the matter of the election to the office of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The petition has the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), Tinubu, and APC as the respondent. Article said that the petition was filed to challenge the undue and wrongful return of Tinubu by INEC as winner in the presidential election and the wrongful result declared on 1st March 2023 in an election that has been adjudged as the worst in the annals of general election in Nigeria given the brazenness of the subversion of the will of the Nigerian voters. Despite the enactment of a new electoral act, the introduction of promising technological innovations to ensure transparency, massive investment of public funds, and guarantees by the election body. He regretted that the Electoral Act 2022, as amended, which was introduced to usher in a new regime in election management and dispute resolution in response to the yearnings for an end to the perennial flood in election cycles, each cycle getting worse than its predecessor, was blatantly abused by INEC just to give leverage to Tinubu. He urged the court to dispense with the archaic and analog methods of proof and embrace the progress made by technology in this new paradigm shift, improving and pushing the traditional boundaries of burden of proof in the quest to attain substantial justice. According to him, the Independent National Electoral Commission manipulated the technologies earlier put in place to ensure transparency and rightfully returned Atiku as winner at about 4 a.m. on 1st March 2023, when INEC itself admitted that substantial percentage of the result had not been transmitted to the election system for verification as required by law. He stated, under the cover of the so-called technical glitch excuse which the first respondents never explained, the results were deliberately manipulated through suppression and discounting of the vote of the first petitioner and inflation of the vote of the second respondent. This deliberate bypass of the use of the prescribed verification technology was nationwide and substantially flawed the return of the second respondent. The said first respondent equally proceeded to declare the second respondent winner when the second respondent did not meet the mandatory constitutional requirements to secure not less than a quarter of the vote cast in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. This was in addition to the numerous infractions and corrupt practices perpetrated by the respondent. Notwithstanding, the first respondent unequivocally and clearly admitted in its pleadings, which was never refuted nor retracted, that the petitioners won 21 states of the Federation in the presidential election, which is an admission against interest. As a result of non-use of collation by electronic transmission, the first respondent later altered the admitted result of 21 states for the first petitioner to 12 states. Worse still, the second respondent is constitutionally disabled from contesting for the office of President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in the light of the criminal forfeiture judgment against him for the sum of 460,000 US dollars for narcotics related crime, that is proceeds of crime in the United States, as well as holding as a presidential candidate dual citizenship of Nigeria and Guinea, having voluntarily acquired the citizenship of the Republic of Guinea in addition to presenting forged documents to the electoral body. Given that collation of results in the said election was to be technologically based, the first respondent, in further acts to suppress the actual result of the election, applied for leave of this honorable court to reconfigure the beavers machines used for the election with an undertaking to preserve the data used in the presidential election. In order to suppress evidence, the first respondent purged the entire beavers machines of all the data as confirmed by INEC in their letter dated 17th May 2023. Atiku therefore presented the following four issues before the court for determination: whether one of the second respondents in the election to the office of President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, held on 25th day of February 2023, was not invalidated by reason of substantial non-compliance with the novel and mandatory provisions of the Electoral Act 2022 on electronic transmission of results for collation and verification. 2. Whether the second respondent was lawfully declared and returned as the winner of the presidential election held on 25th day of February 2023, not having secured one quarter of the valid votes cast in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, as required by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 99 Constitution as amended. Whether the second respondent was not qualified under the provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 Constitution as amended, to contest the presidential election held on 25th day of February 2023, having regard to order of criminal forfeiture arising from drug-related offence, his declaration of allegiance to a country other than Nigeria, and presenting a forged certificate to the first respondent. Whether the first respondent was not wrong in returning the second respondent when he was not duly elected by a majority of the lawful votes cast in the election. I am going to bring to you summary of evidence in succeeding bulletins, so please make sure to subscribe, and that is it on the report I have for you this morning. Stay tuned for more details. We have other news that have happened in Nigeria. Yesterday, there was a rumbling of events that took place at the court the high court and the higher court in Lagos, where the DSS fought with the Nigerian Correctional Service officials, particularly dragging and embarrassing the head of the Nigerian Correctional Service. That was an embarrassing moment for the Nigerian security agencies, and the DSS constantly flouting court orders. Meanwhile, Bola Ahmed Tinubu has kept quiet over the threat thrown around by this man, the ex-militant Asari Dokubo. Nothing has been going on. Nothing has been. He has not been called to order, and that is harming the security issues of the security state of the country and River State, which he is threatening currently. The governor of River State. For what reason should an ex-militant, a civilian, all right, possess firearms, control a militia, and raise threats on a duly constitutionally installed governor of a state, and nothing is being said about it? I'm going to bring details of these and more stories to you in another video, so make sure to subscribe to this channel, turn on your bell icon, and you'll never miss any of our videos again. Thanks for watching.